Hey, you guys, what's up? What's this, Wednesday? Good afternoon. Hope all is well with you and yours. Let's get the show started. We won't be on here long today. I got a lot to do. I'm trying to keep my commitments when I tell you guys that I'll be on live. I'm trying to do the best I can. Welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary, where we talk about what we want to talk about when we're ready to talk about it. And I couldn't think about what I wanted the show to be today. So I said, you know what? Because I get emails, hey, Burg, can you talk about this? Hey, Burg, can you talk about that? But I said, you know what? Let's do like a chit chat. We haven't done a chit chat in a while. I appreciate all of you guys for being here so much. Hey, Scott, how y'all doing? How you doing over there? So I said, let's just do a quick chit chat. Nothing too serious, but it's going to be some subject matters that have crossed my mind. And as always, I love to hear your opinions as well. So it's so funny because here we're talking about Dolton, right? And to us, the ones that are here, Tiffany's over, right? Tiffany is no longer the mayor. She was in there for one term and she was a supervisor for one term. Right now, she's still continuing her duty as supervisor. I don't blame her for not going to the board meetings. Hold on one second. Ever since the brawl, I don't blame her for not attending the board meetings, honestly. As we see now behind all the smoke, right? Now we see that nothing gets done without board approval. So a lot of the things, in my opinion, that we blame Tiffany about, the board has to pay for those things, right? And whether we're talking about Thornton or Dolton. The only thing different in Thornton is Tiffany Henyard has a vote, right? And this is black and white and on paper, right? So when we go to Dolton, for instance, I wanted to go back to the Tahoes because we were talking about it here, like, what's going to happen to the Tahoes? Because, sorry guys, hold on. To the public, that was Tiffany's thing, right? The Tahoes. So I wanted to revisit that, and I would love to hear you guys' opinion of that, because we know that the Tahoes and the lease would not be there, would not be able to be paid without the board approval. We now are finding that out. Well, you know, if you say, hey, Burg, no, that's not true. Look at what just happened at our first board meeting. How many salaries were given out, how many payments were made. Dolton was supposed to be dead broke, zero money, not able to do anything, right? So just pay attention to those things. That don't mean you have to fall in love with Tiffany Henyard or be a Tiffany supporter, but you do have to just look at the logistics and the sense of it all. Nothing gets done without the board, okay? So let's look at this, and let's just go back.
I'm here to argue with you. Nobody at all. There are bills that we have the right to take off. We have the right to make decisions about. You say that you're running it at the end of the day, because this is going to be the narrative when we go broke. You're going to say, I wasn't even on the bank account. The trustees did it. When at the end of the day, you're making decisions and spending money and then get mad when we don't approve it because it's not financially sound. I sat here and looked at a lease that y'all paying $149,000 for one of them trucks. You make that's like when you're 19 years old and you go get a car and the interest rate 27%. That makes absolutely no sense. You're not making great finance. Excuse me?
Please state facts.
But let me tell you, here it is, dated December 27th, 2022. The cash price of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, $93,216.71. Interest and APR, $55,929.49. Total lease price, $149,146.20. Tell me if it's not facts, because your signature is all on it.
I don't see that.
Okay, but you want me to pass?
I don't.
All right.
I'll get my statement.
Interesting, right?
At the end of the day, it's not about going back and forth with you. It's about making financial decisions that is in the benefit of everybody and just not one person. And you can't seem to understand that.
Tangent got her head down right here. when we look back on that, Tangenique head is down, honey. Tangenique was like, because her signature was right there. So that's the past. That has happened. I think that's ridiculous for that 55% interest rate. Never saw anything like it in my life. That's crazy. Even the worst credit days, right? And this is a government, right? So what's going to happen to the Tahoes? Will we keep them? Now, you guys, I did see a Tahoe. I got to see the inside of a Tahoe, of the Tahoes before. So one is like the one that the mayor rides around in is totally souped out. Like you got your extra leather, you have all your gadgets, you have a lot of stuff going on in that Tahoe. But there are other Tahoes that are just plain. So like the one that maybe you'll see the police or fire captain driving. If it's not the mayor's transported vehicle, it's not. So that's what I think that Tahoe was. It was totally tricked out. So yeah, like it's a lot that goes into the mayor's Tahoe. So in your opinion, should Jason keep the Tahoes just because it's 2023, right? At that time, are we almost done paying it off? Should we just pay off the Tahoe and keep those in our for the next 4 years? There's nothing wrong with riding a 2023 Tahoe, right? That's really tricked out and really nice. It's like Pimp My Ride in the inside, right? So what do you guys think? Let me know. Do you think that Jason probably should just keep it since we already went through all the extra with the Tahoes? Why not? You know what I mean? Could he just pay it off instead of paying that interest? Because it's 3 in total. The police department has one, the mayor's office has one, and the fire department has one. So, you know how we used to say Lacey Tahoe. So it's why not keep it? Why not keep it? What would be the next stage? Because like I told you guys, Riley Rogers, he rode around in S-Class Benz. Tiffany rode around in Tahoes. Mayor Shaw rode around in Lincoln Town cars. So I don't know what would top a Tahoe at this point. I say go ahead and keep it and not spend extra on anything else. You know, go ahead and now we got the Pope that's from Dolton. Go ahead and throw the holy water in there and call it a day and keep on riding, right? I don't see the point of coming up with a new lease, new everything. I think we should just keep it if we can, pay it off if we can, and that way it's something that the village of Dolton owns instead of like this. All these leases are ridiculous. Have you seen the warrant list and the leases that are paid off on that? It's crazy. I just want no one pays attention to the leases, and it's a lot. Like, why do we have these leases on every car? Do we own anything? And this just didn't start happening. This has been around forever. So yeah, I just want to, point out that let's see. Let's go over here to the packet. I don't think we saw anyone break down the packet yet. I won't be doing it today because we're just gonna jump in and jump out. But these are the minutes. And let me tell you something. These minutes right here are pristine. I cannot wait to see the minutes from the next board meeting. I mean, for the last 3 years, because these minutes are great. These minutes are great. I have no complaints about the minutes. Okay, so these are some of the bills that are paid. Advanced auto parts, Andrews Printing, we have signs, Sitco and Mini Mart, gas. We used to have a pump station in Dalton. We don't have a pump station anymore. You used to be able to just go to Public Works and put gas in your car. Now we're doing a Sitco. That's interesting. City of Chicago, we are paying them for water, I guess. 200. You guys, look how much we're paying for water. $402,000. You guys, half a milli. to the city of Chicago for water. I didn't even know Comcast still was. Comcast is still around? Y'all, Comcast still open? I didn't know we had Comcast still. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Gardis. Hyundai House. Now, Scott, don't be in here cutting up today. Now, usually I got to tell Tracy not to be cutting up. Now I got to tell you. But you know what? Those Hyundais, oh my gosh, I want one so bad. All the cuteness in the inside. I like the inside of the car more than the outside. Like, I like to have my technology and stuff. So I just, anytime you have transportation, it's a blessing. But I really like the inside and the Genesis. Oh my goodness, those Genesis are nice. I put an extra S on there. Okay. Guard, is Comcast still open? I thought. Okay. Here we go again. Mobile gas. Okay, for the PD unit. We're spending $632 to wash cars. Wow. Expressway car wash. And it's so funny because I worked for another municipality, and like the people that were aspiring to be police officers, sometime the crossing guards or like the deputies they would wash the cars it was really interesting. So this is the repairs for it. McDonald's, we spent $100 at McDonald's. Menards, we spent $729. Payment service network, pension fees, it looks like, or payment service network fees. I don't know what that is. Somebody else can look into that. Who's payment service network? My gosh, they got $31,000. Strickland Enterprises got $111. More gas. Walgreens, not bad. A USB. Okay, so that was $500,000. Okay, you guys. Interesting. Hey, Chavis. No spinning. Yeah, like, we need to get it together. Scott said maybe lease Hyundai. That way Jason could get the Hyundai house in Buick, Belgium. I didn't even see that. What's the other one? Because I like a Honda house. Okay, Bugatti Belcher. Okay, that's what's gonna turn into. So I just wanted to talk about that. So what do you guys think is gonna happen with the Tahoes? Should we keep them? Should we just go ahead and pay them off, and that way we own them? Or for the car experts out there, is it easier to lease? Because it doesn't seem like we're saving much money with repairs, even leasing. Got a lot of repairs on here for certain cars, don't know the exact ones, but that's interesting, right? So I just wanted to talk about that. Okay, number 2 thing. Okay, you guys, I have been going down the Pope rabbit hole. So much so, I had just learned what the Swiss Guard was. If you guys knew what the Swiss Guard was, put a 1 in the chat. I knew what it was, but now y'all know me and clothes and want to know more about the structure of them. I've been researching the Swiss Guard and what it takes to be a Swiss Guard. And I just found out. So hold on. I guess I have to go to it because I probably sound like I don't know, because I don't. But did you know that the Pope has his own army? And Gardis, if you're still here, if I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. Or let me know, educate me. But I've been watching all these documentaries about the Swiss Guard and how old you have to be a part of it. It's this one priest, Father David Michael Moses. I've been watching his YouTube.
Regarding the Pope,
he's young too. But have you guys ever seen the Swiss Guards outfits? And I'm looking at them. This is me. Don't want to offend anyone, but I was looking at them like, okay, how are you guys fighting like this?
The Swiss Guard.
So this is Father David Michael. And he was covering some of the background of the Swiss Guard. I did not know they were trained, like they were trained just to protect the Pope. And Scott, I did not know that. So Scott says Vatican City is its own country, fully independent nation state. I had no idea. I thought the Vatican was just somewhere you went. So why are they? So I'm still researching this, but why are they Swiss? Why is not a Vatican guard? And, I thought they were in Rome. So why is not the Rome guard? You know what I mean? So I learned so much this weekend because I was really just intaking a lot of things about the Pope, especially his Creole ancestry. Like I hope to have Gardis on again so we could talk about that. I think that's so important. And talk about black Catholicism and the history of that. I think that's so important too for us to know, because a lot of Black people I know, we all went to Catholic school, but I don't think that we knew, unless our family had roots from that, the importance of Black Catholicism for a lot of people. And I really want to talk about that. Because sometimes we don't only see what the news has told us. Like, I do not believe in like all that scandal and stuff. Like the church, I'm with Gardis, they have to pay for that. But I want to learn more about that. So the Swiss Army is something by itself, you guys. I really want to go over that in the channel. I want to talk about how the Vatican City is its own country. And Scott, did you know that technically the Pope is the king of Vatican City? I had no idea that he is. People are saying he's basically a king. So I want to just play a little bit of Father. I'm sorry, he has 3 first names. Hold on. But let's go.
Of bodyguards that work inside the Vatican. Found this great video about it. Let's jump right in.
If you've ever visited Vatican City, the world's smallest country and the home of God's representative on earth, you probably know where I'm going with this. Because the soldiers tasked with guarding the Pope, known as the Swiss Guard, do so by wearing what is very probably the most outlandish uniform of any military force in the entire world. But why exactly is the Pope protected by an elite force of Swiss blokes in clown outfits?
The Pope isn't just the vicar of Christ. He's also the king of the Vatican, which we don't use those terms very often. But the Vatican is its own country and it has its own government. And the leader of that government is the Pope. So it makes sense that the Pope, the king, would have an army.
The Swiss Guard is one of the most unique and intriguing military.
You guys, so I'm thinking the Pope is just all about faith, but he's in charge of the government there. You guys, we got to talk about this next. This will be the next video. I told you this is just a chit chat, and I just wanted to bring to you some of the things that I want to discuss. I really find this interesting, and I was listening to another channel, and they were saying how, it's amazing how many Americans are now, or how the world is now intrigued because it is an American Pope. I'm going to see, I want to know, would this change the archdiocese and things of that nature? We had a relationship with the Archdiocese of Chicago, myself, since I was a kid. So I'm wondering, when I was a kid, I don't practice Catholic faith or anything like that. But the Archdiocese did change my life, and I'm appreciative to them. So that's a story for another day. But this is very interesting. Let's go to something else that I'm probably going to shock you guys with. So I came across another article, and you guys just let me know if you see a familiar face with this. I'm just so elated that these things are just, we're touching, like, what's that, 2 degrees of separation or 3 degrees? This is something else. So let's watch this article again on the Pope, and let's go.
National and religious leaders have been congratulating the newly anointed Pope Leo XIV. The pontiff is the first North American to head up the Catholic Church. He used his first mass to call for Christian faith to be a beacon for communities worldwide to counter the lure of technology, money, success, and power.
The morning after he was elected Pope, Leo XIV began his inaugural Mass in the Vatican's Sistine Chapel in his native language.
I'll begin with a word in English, and the rest is in Italian. But I want to repeat the words from the responsorial psalm. I will sing a new song to the Lord because he has done marvels. And indeed, not just with me, but with all of us, my brother cardinals.
Robert Prevost is the first American-born pope. His childhood home is here in Dolton, Illinois, where he became an altar boy and later a priest. Students at his old school are proud of their new role model.
So Pope Leo is a alum of Catholic Theological Union, which I am currently a student about to graduate, and he had obtained the same degree, Master's in Divinity, that I'm going to be obtaining in 2 weeks. So I think that's a pretty good moment for me. I share some similarities with the Pope.
Peru is where Prevost spent most of his career as a missionary, and they also.
How cool is that we see Gardis Watts out here following or on the journey, and I don't even know how to call it, but the Catholic was a theological union, and that's pretty cool that he was interviewed by this international page. We're so happy for you, Gardis, and congratulations on your graduation. I wonder if he ever thought that this would happen. DW News interviewing him, 5.84 million subscribers. And if you ever thought that you would go to the same school as the future Pope, current Pope, interesting. So shout out to Gardis Watts. Isn't it cool? We saw a familiar face. Okay, lastly, and Scott, thank you so much. Let's cover that because I want to look Pope Pius the 12th. I think that is. My Roman numerals are I'm trying to get there. Okay, lastly is a request from my TLC fans. And like I said, this is just chit chat today. So this is my TLC fans. They're like, Burg, you got to talk about this show. You got to talk about this show. So let's talk about it. Jay and Pamela. So Jay and Pamela, I am watching you guys. And you actually can see their first episode on YouTube. It's a TLC show. And I don't want to call them cute because they are they're adorable and they're cute. But these are grown people, so I don't want to say, but the show is cute. I want to say that. The show is cute. So Pamela, she's of Mexican descent. Like I said, the show is on TLC. And Jay is Black. And they are a couple. And they both have the same, they're little people. But they have let me see, Jay. I want to give y'all, this show right here is something else. It's called osteogenesis imperfecta type 3, also known as brittle bone disease. Y'all, this show right here, Jay and Pamela, they're getting married, right? So I'm sitting on here like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. They're a little couple that found each other. They both have the same disease. But if you see Pamela, she's a little curved. And she admits on the show, she did not have the care. Her parents, they told her parents she wouldn't live past 1. And look at her now, 30 years old. And so her parents never really took the time to get any of her bones fixed or anything like that. Where Jay, you see how Jay is straight up? His parents went all the way in. They researched. He had 100 surgeries. They did everything they could for their son. So Jay also has autism. So that's it. He has he says a handful of disabilities. So he's autistic. He has he's hard of hearing as well. He has the disability that Pamela has. But one more thing about Jay, he was born a girl. Jay is a transgender male. So I was sitting there like, okay, it can't get no way. So he's a transgender male. His parents he comes from a healthy family. His parents are still married. His dad is a chef. It cracks me up because they live with Jay's parents. But Pamela, she came to live with Jay and his parents in a Black household. And her family is super religious and they won't speak to her anymore. I think it's a double whammy. We were trying to discuss that in a Discord. Like if it was a double whammy because Jay was Black, but then they found out Jay used to be a woman. So this is, sorry guys. And you guys, it's so interesting because Jay, he has autism, but he's also, and sensory issues, but he's a DJ. I mean, not a DJ. He's a music producer. And Pamela has her own job. And guess what, y'all? They got off disability. They were on disability and they was just like, no, she went and got her job as a bilingual. I want to say it's an assistant, but she's bilingual at this business. So she works at a call center. She works from home. And Jay, he's a music producer and he's very successful at what he does. And so, y'all, the show is so cute. Just humble me, Clark. Where you been at? Where you been? It's so good to see you. You know I always fuss at you. It's so good to see you. So wait a minute. So Jay started to work out for the wedding, and Pamela, it was a lady working out. Pamela is so feisty. She be thinking Jay cheating. She be going off. It's a cute show. And then so now they have a dog. But they're basically chair bound. But when I tell you they really find a way to make everything happen, and they're trying to save to get their own place, but because they want their privacy, and they talk about the SIGs and all of that in there. They actually taught a sexual class for people with disabilities, and it's just a good show. I hope they get a second season, but Pamela gonna have to chill with that attitude. Pamela is so feisty, she going off, but I think the under root of it all is that her family won't talk to her. Like, you know, they just don't want to, they don't want to be bothered with her, and that hurts her feelings. Like, she's in love, she is moving on with her life. She wants her parents to be involved. And then I think that when she sees Jay's parents so involved, like they do everything for Jay. And I mean, he's still independent, but like his dad picks him up, like he can lay on his shoulders. It's just such a sweet family. So I just wanted y'all to and they're in Atlanta. Check out Jay and Pamela. And I don't know if we'll do weekly reviews. We'll wait on that second season. But if y'all want to hear more about it, let me know. It's on TLC, but you can find hold on. You can find videos. Let's see. Let me see. Because you'll be sitting up there and you'll be like, what is Pamela always fussing? Let me show you.
On your post.
Let's see if we can play this part and TLC won't get us too bad. Oh, I wanted to see the Borges. Was it on Showtime? That's Ann Boland. Wasn't that the last bowling girl? I think I'm on the wrong place. Okay, let's see a little clip of this.
Can't wait to get to know you. Dirty, 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 dirty. You're a new trainer?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, because after my first session, I'm going to be going there, more. So I'm going to have to get to know her.
And then you didn't tell me she was a woman.
Okay.
My last serious relationship before Jay, the breakup was painful because my ex-boyfriend started dating one of my best friends. Now that we're planning for the wedding, it's like, I don't know. I feel very vulnerable and very protective of Jay.
So like when I tell you, she be like, she doesn't play that about her man. She be like, my man, my man, my man. This is a good show and it's really cute. So I want you guys to check it out. And if so, we'll just do like a review after Sister Wives. I appreciate y'all today. And I just want to have this chit chat with you. So your homework assignment, should Dolton keep the Tahoes? What do we think about the Swiss Army's uniforms? And finally, Jay and Pamela. Check it out on YouTube. All right, you guys. I'll be back, and I hope all is well with you guys as always. And shout out to Goddess Watch getting that interview as always. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Comment Blue Commentary Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary Blue Commentary.